A 35-year-old woman comes to the physician for menorrhagia. Her BMI is 32. The pregnancy test is negative. Endometrial biopsy shows proliferation. Which of the following is most directly contributing to the endometrial proliferation? Choice A, luteinizing hormone. Choice B, follicle stimulating hormone. Choice C, testosterone. Choice D, progesterone. Or choice E, estradiol. I'll wait 5 seconds and answer the question. You need to be able to recognize this immediately. This woman has a high BMI and is at increased risk for insulin resistance, which can lead to hormonal imbalances, which can eventually lead to polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS. And of course, in PCOS, we have high levels of LH and low levels of FSH, which will lead to high levels of estrogen and low levels of progesterone, termed unopposed estrogen. Estrogen itself stimulates the growth of endometrium, whereas progesterone can cap endometrial growth. So, in a setting of unopposed estrogen, you can have endometrial hyperplasia, which can lead to dysmenorrhea or menorrhagia. So, choice E, estradiol, is the correct answer. This basic idea of unopposed estrogen and basically what estrogen and LH, FSH, all those things, what they do, you need to be very familiar with it because it's pretty basic female reproductive physiology, right? And I've actually had several videos on this concept already, which just goes to show that this is a very high yield concept on USMLE. They love testing this concept over and over. You need to know that LH stimulates the theca internal cells to produce androgens, and then FSH stimulates the granulosa cells to aromatize those androgens into estrogen. So once again, in PCOS, you have high LH and low FSH. So that means the LH is stimulating the theca internal cells to make lots and lots of androgens. And then because of the low FSH, you cannot properly develop the follicle to then form the corpus luteum, which releases progesterone. Now, you might be thinking, well, if the FSH is low, then why can I still aromatize the androgens into estrogen? That's because it's not just the granulosa cells that can perform aromatization of androgens, your adipose tissue can do it as well. So, like I said, this is what leads to the symptoms that you associate with PCOS, right? You're going to have endometrial hyperplasia, which leads to dysmenorrhea, menorrhagia. And because the elevated levels of LH leads to elevated levels of androgens, you also get things like clitoromegaly and hirsutism, right? And you also need to know that this endometrial hyperplasia over a long period of time and unopposed estrogen in general can lead to increased risk of endometrial cancer later in life. So looking at the wrong answer choices here, choice A, luteinizing hormone, we know that's wrong because that's a little bit too high upstream for to be the correct answer choice here, right? We have a better answer choice in estradiol. So even though LH is related, it does cause the theca internal cells to produce the androgens, which will be aromatized into estrogen, which can cause the endometrial hyperplasia. It's not the best answer choice here. Choice B, follicle stimulating hormone. Like I said, FSH is low in the setting of PCOS, so it's just a bad answer choice. Uh, Real quick, once again, FSH stimulates the granulosa cells to aromatize testosterone to estrogen and can also stimulate follicular growth. And it is because of the lack of a proper corpus luteum that you will have low levels of progesterone, which leads to the endometrial hyperplasia. Choice C, testosterone is wrong. I mean, similar to choice A, even though this is technically related because androgens are overproduced in the setting of PCOS and they do get aromatized into estrogen. But once again, we have a better answer choice in choice E, estradiol. So not the best answer choice here. Choice D, progesterone. I mean, this is similar to choice B, right? Because we have low levels of progesterone because of the low FSH leading to no formation of a corpus luteum. So bring it back. You just need to know the association between obesity, increasing insulin resistance, which can lead to PCOS, and you need to know that PCOS can cause unopposed estrogen, high LH, low FSH, leading to high levels of androgens and estrogens and low levels of progesterone. It can manifest as dysmenorrhea and menorrhagia, and you'll increase risk of endometrial cancer later in life. Very high yield concept, very basic female reproductive physiology. I hope you found this video helpful. I'll see you in the next one.